I went to Iraq just to show my support, hang out with them, be there with them, do what they do. You know, I get tons of emails and stuff like that saying, you should come over here and build a car. And so I just went. I think it was so important because everybody told me I couldn't, or I was crazy, or I shouldn't go, or it's dangerous, you know, and all those elements. I've always been, when someone tells me I can't do something, that like puts a rocket engine on me wanting to do it even more, just to prove them wrong. Definitely changed my life. You know, I went over to Iraq one person and came back someone totally different. It was cool. It was just overwhelming amount of acceptance and appreciation, and you know, everybody from like the general down to every private was like, thanks man, thanks for coming over here, and you know, it really means a lot to us, and taking pictures and signing whatever they had, or you know, and it felt really good. It's great to have good, talented people that work hard. I mean, it's like whenever I'm tackling a project, it's what I dream about. A team is never going to mesh or jive together if you guys don't get along and have fun. I don't care if you're playing like soccer or football or whatever, you know. A bunch of guys that clown around and are screwing around and making fun of each other, those are always the best teams. Everybody wants to hang out of the side of a helicopter and shoot a machine gun. I mean, at least everyone I know. I wasn't gonna say no. It was like, you know, made my neck all feel better. And it was just a Humvee gun truck with a minigun. It was awesome. I mean, minigun's probably, you know, 3,000 rounds per minute. It's the craziest experience of shooting a weapon you could ever imagine. Mostly special forces guys have miniguns, and I don't think many of them have them. I think there's only a few, because it's really, really an expensive gun to buy, and it's really, really an expensive gun to shoot. You know, it's just a faster machine gun. That's the one I would want. That gun will definitely get the job done. The mortar attacks happen. It's pretty calculated. They're like twice a day, you know, once early in the morning, and then, you know, after dinner. Well, the whole base is fortified with bunkers and sandbags and concrete, so, you know, if you're outside or anything like that, you got to get into a fortified bunker, you know, put your armor on and your helmet and everything and get in there. You know, they do kill people, and that's what they're purely meant for, is just to lob them over and see if they can kill a couple of soldiers. After it happened a couple times a day for like, you know, a year, I think you get pretty numb to it until it hits pretty close. You know, we can hear them hit. You know, and you can hear them go off, and then it's no way to live, but you know, it's a war. The theater hospital in Balad is just tents. You know, it's all just a series of tents, you know, next to each other that are kind of connected through tent hallways. And you know, then when you walk in, you realize, you know, despite it has a real low ceiling and stuff like that, that it's like this full-on major trauma center. I don't know what the exact numbers are, but I know if you make it there, you've got an 80% chance of survival. Everybody's got an agenda, and my agenda is just to support them. I would hope that they got from our trip is that they really matter, you know, and there is a pretty good chunk of people, you know, in the United States and around the world that support them and have their backs. If they're doing a job and they believe in it, then I believe in it.